there we have it. The great, not complete, but getting more complete history of of chocolate in general. Well, of course, chocolate has been cultivated for many, many thousands of years, actually. And some people are surprised to know that their favorite sort of indulgence actually comes from this green pod with really white, fleshly covered beans that take a while to, aren't they like a little poisonous at first? Like you have to crack them open and roast them for them to actually get into this point of being able to make the cocoa powder or butter or whatever after that. Which, who thought of this back in the day? Well, who perfected it was Willy Wonka.
Yes.
Which, of course, the original is the best, although this latest one is quite great in and of itself. Hello, Timothy. But this was not the beginning of chocolate. As you said, the beginning was basically putting it in some water or whatever they had at the time, mixing it together and having the kings drink it for health. And really, it is healthy. They have found through some research that moderate, not extreme, but moderate amounts of chocolate will help with antioxidants, make you stay younger longer and healthier longer. And also, it gives you a dopamine boost. Dopamine is kind of like the happy love hormone that is in our brain. So yeah, it's a pretty good thing. Now, at first, they thought this sort of cultivation of cocoa from Central America was about 4,000 years ago. However, they're starting to find a lot more evidence that this sort of raising of cocoa beans for the purpose of consumption has started even as far back as 6,000 years ago. 4,000 BC, which is quite shocking because a lot of the civilizations back then that's pretty young for the civilizations back then. They didn't start too long ago. So they're pretty excited about these. Actually, the Americas from top to bottom in general have been quite interesting for archaeology. They thought people came over after like the Ice Age and stuff or during the Ice Age, and they're finding there was some people here before. So they're like, how did they get here? Where did they come from? And maybe they were also having a little bit of a cocoa beverage. Or maybe a few of them died first from the poison, and then they're like, maybe we should cook this.
Let's try cooking it first.
Yeah, Tuk died over there, so maybe it's not good to eat yet. Anyways, we are happy and very thankful for the civilizations who are now all dead and gone that gave us cocoa. Now, I have a couple questions for you. Like some people watch Willy Wonka and think, I want to have chocolate. You might have watched the movie and said, I want to eat this. Have you ever watched the movie that wanted you to eat or drink something after watching it?
Well, I often feel it with just about any food that appears on TV.
Exactly.
I think I kind of hate it when there's a lot of eating and cooking in any show. I'm not a fan of mukbangs because whatever they're eating, whatever they're doing, it tends to make me hungry. But I do remember one of my favorite movies ever is a movie called The Little Mermaid. And there's a comical scene with the chef in the kitchen where he's trying to kill the crab and he's preparing crabs. And I do love crab in general. And I guess because I watched that so many times when I was young, but I often credit that as being one of the reasons I love crab and crab soups particularly.
Wow.
So yes.
How many crabs have died because of that movie?
Because of me, a lot. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, crabs.
The bugs of the sea. No, those are lobsters. Never mind. Anyways.
The tasty treats of the sea.
The tasty treats of the sea. That's the nickname, right?
Yeah, that's my nickname.
Yeah. Now, the other thing. Chocolate, dopamine, happiness. When has there ever been a point in your life that you have experienced a real big high of dopamine? I tend to associate dopamine with a more sort of mellow happiness. So you eating chocolate, although I suppose chocolate also contains caffeine. Oh,
So it is perhaps a little bit of a buzz, but I think my dopamine hits of the day is like after lunch, or if I've had a big lunch.
Yeah.
And I'm in that sort of contented, warm zone. But other than that, I don't really know when I experience dopamine. When is that?
I've been trying to think of like
when do you know
life.
that it's just dopamine? Because
it's often with serotonin.
Yeah, with serotonin or with caffeine, which produces adrenaline in the body. So it's a hard question to answer. It's a bit too technical, I think, for me to isolate dopamine.
Well, I guess there's our answer then. The happiest time of your life is after lunch.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. Well, let's also be a little bit of happiness, or let's also have a little bit of happiness in our life and go down to that vocabulary section and study some English. We like studying it. We like teaching it. Maybe you like learning. You never know till you try. And we will see you in the next one. Bye.
Catchy.
Catchy.
Conquistador.
Conquistador.
Residue.
Residue.
Posit.
Posit.
Teeter on the edge of something.
Teeter on the edge of something.